Sometimes we feel that a day seems like a year. Perhaps because the hexagram we encounter does not allow us to move forward, causes us to remain still, makes us contract. Like a dragon lurking in the abyss. But some hexagrams prompt us to go forward. At that time, we feel that time passes in a flash. I think that must be what it feels like when the dragon flies in the sky. Can time really accelerate? According to the general theory of relativity, the answer is yes. Relativity, as we know, is Einstein's theory. He held that because of differences in gravity or relative motion, time will accelerate or slow. Time is not a fixed, immutable entity, but depends on the observer's frame of reference. For example, if you place two clocks at different heights in a gravitational field, the one closer to the source of gravity will run more slowly than the one farther away. This phenomenon is a kind of time dilation. Similarly, if two objects are moving rapidly relative to each other, the one moving faster experiences time as passing more slowly. This is known as time dilation due to relative motion. Therefore, for someone in a weaker gravitational field or moving at a higher speed relative to another observer, time really does seem to pass more quickly. This is how I understand relativity. Some people might say, a clock clearly ticks second by second, even if it has some errors. A good clock is fairly constant. Yet the perception of the passage of time will vary with the observer's frame of reference. Therefore, saying that time can accelerate is not wrong. Returning again to what we said earlier, that time is cyclical. That cycle is like the tides. It has ebbs and flows, highs and lows. So why was it that in the Axial Age so many philosophers and thinkers suddenly appeared all over the world? Confucius and Lao, Socrates, Plato and Buddha. And at the same time in Europe, there was the Dark Ages, which lasted several hundred years, even over 1,000 years. Some civilizations were extraordinarily brilliant, yet they disappeared. This temporal pattern some people think does exist, and the 60 for hexagrams are thought to have discovered this pattern. This man was Mr. McKenna. He constructed a special mathematical model. Terence McKenna has passed away. He was an American, using the 384 lines to create his mathematical model. He discovered that eras like the Axial Ages or periods, when human civilization flourished, had in common that they were in a relatively high period. That is, a high-frequency zone in his model. Periods like the Middle Ages were relatively dull, with little change, with little frequency. He applied his model to the whole history of mankind and found that the coincidence was very high.